Hello, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the fifth day of our English session. Today is the last day of this English challenge. Yes, so is there any internet issue? No, there is no internet issue. Yeah, so from last 4 days, we were focusing on grammar. We learned about all the parts of speech, and we also learned some part of tenses. Yes, so little bit we are left with tenses today. We will do that also, and after that we will come to know how can we improve our fluency, right? So before that, I would like to say thank you to all the people who had joined for this session from last 4 days. I know it is so difficult for you ladies to take out some time and learn something. Yes, from your like the daily chores which you do at home. You are totally busy with all those chores, but it is really very good if you can give little time for your own development. So thank you. I'm really thankful, I'm really grateful to all of you that you have given some time for your own development. And this is how you have to take out some time and keep on learning to develop yourself. And not only this session, here on I'll be keeping on many more sessions. Yes, so I would like to request you all to keep on checking my profile and keep on joining all my sessions to learn something, right? So let me start with my today's session. I'll just share my screen. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we did some part of the tenses. We are not done with the tenses, so we will do all the things which we have not done. So from last 2 days we had seen what is simple present tense, what is present continuous tense, what is simple past tense, past continuous tense, what is a present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Yes, so we saw all these tenses, right? And we also saw the difference between them. So let me just give you a gist of them, what we have learned from last 2 days. That is, under simple present tense, we came to know that simple present tense consists about all the actions which are done regularly, or or are permanent in nature. Like if I say permanent, that means the sun rises from the east, so that this action is permanent in nature. The earth revolves around the sun, this is also something which is permanent in nature, and that's why it comes under universal truth also. Sorry. And regular activities like which we do regularly, like our brush, we brush our teeth, we take a bath, we wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, so all these are our regular activities. Sometimes we wait for somebody, and when we see them suddenly, at that point of time also the sentence which we construct comes under simple present tense, because how we start the sentence, like here he comes, there he goes, there the bus goes, right? In this way we create the sentences, and actually this sentences comes under exclamatory sentences. Apart from this, when we narrate some situation, that time also we use simple present tense. Now here there is a like condition, you, that is totally dependent on the narrator, which kind of tense he is going to use, whether he is going to use simple present tense or simple past tense. So both you can use, either you can use simple past tense or simple present tense. So if in case you are using simple present tense, you might be framing sentences like this here, like Shorab now rushes forward and deals a heavy blow to Rustam, or immediately Sultan hurries to his capital. Yes, so when you are telling some story about some king or maybe fairy tale, you are telling somebody, so at that point of time you might frame the sentences under simple present tense. Or if you watch cricket or football or anything like WWF and all, so if you listen to the narration, you will see that all the narrations are under simple present tense. Apart from this, all the activities which has fixed timetable, they also comes under simple present tense, right? So for example, the math starts at 9 o'clock, my school starts at 9 o'clock, Rama goes to his office at 10 o'clock every day. Okay, so this is how we frame sentences under different situations using simple present tense. Okay, and when you frame question sentences, you can frame questions starting with do or does. Now do here is plural, so it will always go with plural subjects like I, you, we, they. So you, we, they is plural. Yes, you, we consider, if we talk to a singular person or maybe a group of person, then also we will use you. Okay, I is singular, but for I we always take the plural form of the verb. So that's why for all these subjects we will use do. Do I swim? Do you read? Do we write? Okay, so when your questions are like this, that means you are expecting answer, or you are expecting one word answer or maybe one sentence answer. So if I say do you read, what you will answer? Yes, I read. Now you will not say what you read. Now if I ask you what do you read, then you will mention what you read, generally, right? So when framing negative sentences, we generally use contractions of do plus not or does plus not, that is don't or doesn't. So when do we use don't? We use don't with again plural subjects like I, you, we, they, and we use doesn't with he, she, it. Okay, so I don't swim, you don't write, they don't read, or he doesn't play, she doesn't walk. Okay, this is how we frame negative sentences. Apart from this, while framing sentences under simple present tense, you have to understand which kind of verb you are using. Of course, we will be using V1 form of verb, but then in that V1 form of verb would be changed to singular or plural. How it would be changed to singular or plural? If your subject is singular, that means you have to use singular form of the verb. So when I say singular, that means the verb will come with s, right? So how you can remember? You have to remember that when you are making your nouns plural, you are adding s. So if I say pen, what is the plural form of pen? That is pens, right? In the same way for verb actually acts opposite to nouns. So when I say work, that means this verb is without s, so it is plural form of the verb. But the moment I will add s to it, it will become singular. So if your subject is he, that is singular, what you will add with it? That is he works, she plays. But in case our subjects are plural, that is including I also, I play, they play, and we eat. Okay, so we are using the main form of the verb without s, right? We never say I sleeps, I eats, I talks. No, we always say I eat, I sleep, I talk, isn't it? So this is how you are going to use the verbs. Then we saw present continuous tense. You should always remember that present continuous tense talks about temporary action. We do not talk about all the actions which are permanent in nature. And also here we talk about all the actions which are happening at the time of speaking. Like right now uh, I am teaching you people and you are learning watching this video. Okay, so what could be some other examples? Like mother is cooking food for us. So if somebody asks you what is your mother doing, what you will say? Mother is cooking now, right? So now at the moment of speaking, she is doing that activity, and that's why we are using present continuous tense. What is the structure? The structure would be subject plus is, are, am, according to the form of subject you are using, plus ing form of the verb. Okay, so the moment you are using is, are, am, people will understand, yes, you are talking about the present moment. Okay, but when you are using only the ing form of the verb, some people thinks that okay, with verb, if we are using ing form, people will understand that the activity is happening right now. No. Okay, when we are adding ing with the verb, it doesn't remains verb at all, it becomes gerund. So we have to add verb to make people understand when the activity is happening. Okay, so if I say he is reading, he is reading, so you will come to know that now he is reading. They are playing, now they are playing. I am teaching, now I am teaching. But if I say I teaching, they playing, will you understand when they are playing? Yes, you will not understand about the time. So this is the beauty of these helping verbs, right? In the same way, this is present form of helping verb, and in the past form we use was or were. I was teaching, they were playing. Okay, so the moment we are using was or were, you are coming to know that the activity was taking place sometime in the past, right? So here, present continuous tense talks about for an action going on at the time of speaking. Already I mentioned you, for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. So sometimes you already plan for any action which you are going to do in your future, and for that, if you are using future tense, that would be incorrect. It would be correct if you use present continuous tense. Why? Because you have already planned for that, and you are sure that you are going to do that, isn't it? So how you will frame the sentence, like I am going to the cinema tonight. Why you are saying I am going to the cinema tonight? Because you have already planned for it. But if you say I will go to the cinema tonight, that means you are not sure whether you will go or not. So this is the difference between these two tenses, right? So while framing sentences nowadays, we use I plus apostrophe plus M. That is, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And for you aren't reading. He isn't sleeping. She isn't jumping. It isn't laughing. You aren't talking. We aren't listening. They aren't jumping. Okay, so this is how we will frame the contractions. For question sentences, we can frame the sentences in both the way, depending on the type of answer you are looking for. So if you are looking for one word answer or one sentence answer, your question would be, are you playing? Your answer would be, yes, I am playing. But if you ask what are you playing, then the person will need to say you what actually they are playing, right? So already I have mentioned about all these things. If you want to know all these things in detail, please go to the previous video and watch it. You will come to know about it. Yes, then for present perfect tense, we came to know present perfect tense shows all the action which has been completed at the present moment. For example, he has prepared a cup of coffee. Okay, and for present perfect, we use subject plus have or has, depending on the subject, plus v3 form of the verb. So we have got three types of verb, that is v1, v2, v3, present, past, and past participle. So whenever we are using have or has, we have to use past participle form of the verb. So Raju has left, I have finished my homework, right? So all these I have mentioned yesterday. Please go through the video, you'll be able to understand. The usage of for and since also I have mentioned in detail in the previous video. Okay, today and then we also spoke about present perfect continuous tense. So present perfect continuous tense is used for an action which began at some time in the past, and still is continuing. For example, he has been sleeping for 5 hours. Okay, that means 5 hours back he started to sleep, and now also he is sleeping. So what is the structure of the sentence? We will be having subject plus have or has plus been is the only difference here, plus ing form of the verb, right? So the difference is we will be using been plus ing form of the verb. So when it is continuous, we do not use v1, v2, v3, but we use gerund, that is verb plus ing. Okay, so after this we also saw about simple past tense. So simple past tense talks about all the action which has taken place in the past. For example, I played football with my friend yesterday. We lived in Delhi for 5 years. That means these all activities took place in the past. Okay, so it can talk about your past habits, like my father usually closed his shop at 8 p.m., or we often watch television at night. So some words which you can use to show actions which were your habits in the past, that would be generally, always, usually, often. Okay, these are the words which you can use to show that these were your habits in the past. Like I generally used to visit my aunt's house when I was a child, right? Then for positive sentences, we will use subject plus V2 form of the verb. V2 form means again past tense. Okay, I played, they played, he played. Okay, and it is quite simple because here we are not changing the form of the verb, whether it is singular or plural. This idea you have to keep in mind when you are framing sentences under simple present tense. But for simple past, it's only V2 form of the verb, and the verb remains same for all the kind of subjects, right? Then if you're framing negative sentence, you have to use did not in between. Did not or didn't, that is the contraction. So subject plus did not plus V1 form of the verb. So why we use V1? Because once we have used did means it is in its past form. Do, did is past. Okay, so after this the verb which is coming, that will come in its present form. We will not use two past form of verbs together, right? So here are some examples. I went for shopping. You worked hard. She did not do her homework. We did not play yesterday. Okay. So, and for emphatic sentence, also you can use did, that is, I did my work, or I did this. Okay. But if you are framing sentences like I was played, I was went. Okay, that is wrong. In the same way, if you are framing sentences, I did understood. No, it is wrong. I did not. I did not went to the. I did not went to shopping yesterday. Again, it is wrong. You are using two verbs which are in its past form. Okay, then we saw about past continuous tense also. So past continuous tense talks about all the actions which happened in the past and it was in continuous in nature. Like we were doing our homework. We plus were plus doing our homework. She was looking outside the window. Okay, so again we so when we will use was, that is if our subjects are I, he, she, it, we will use was. With you, we, they, we will use were. Okay, and then we spoke about past perfect tense. Okay, so actually it doesn't comes under for beginners, it comes under advanced level of English. But if you understand it, it will be better for you. But because it's not like we are using always simple past and simple present, or present continuous or past continuous, we do use perfect tenses also. We also use, that is, we always use has or have. But when you are using has or have, you should know whether your sentences are correct or not. Okay, but in present perfect we use has or have. Okay, and in past perfect we use had plus v3 form of the verb. That is, past perfect tense talks about past actions in the past, means they are talking about past time, and in the past also the actions were already done. Okay, so subject plus had plus v3 form of the verb we will use here. So here we used had, unlike have or has, in present perfect. So keep in mind that when you are framing your sentence under present perfect, you have to use has or have, and for past perfect you have to use had. Okay, so say for example, here is a sentence for you that Ramana has gone to his village. Ramana has gone to his village, and Ramana had gone to his village. So what is the difference between these two? If I say you Ramana has gone to his village, that means at present he is in his village only. Few days back he has gone to village. Okay, but if I say he had gone to his village, that means long back he had gone to his village, maybe 1 month, 2 months back he went to his village, but now maybe he has come back, or maybe he is in his village, but it's a long time he has gone to his village. So this is the difference between these two tenses and the meaning which comes out from these sentences. Okay, so main verb is in past participle form with ed or irregular. Negative sentences we use not. Okay, so for example, I had finished my homework. I had finished my homework. So it depends on the type of verb you are using. For finish, it is finish, finished, finished. Okay, so for past tense also it is finished. For past participle also it is finished. In the same way, for come, it is come, present. Come, came, come. Again, come is the past participle form of the verb. Sometimes people get confused, like for present also we are using come, for past for perfect tenses also we are using come, because you get confused when you don't know the forms of the verbs. You are not clear, you have not memorized, but once you have memorized, you know about the verbs, you will not get confused about it. Okay, in the same way, you had gone to the market, you had gone to the market. She had not eaten her dinner. So here we are not using did, because we have used had already in its past form. She had, and we are only using not plus V3 form of the verb, that is eaten her dinner. We had not started yet. We had not started yet. So these two sentences are in its negative form. So you should know that whenever we are using perfect tenses, we will use only not to frame it under negative senses. So sentences. So when we frame question sentences, the question sentences would be had they arrived, or had he completed his work. Okay, so for perfect tenses, our questions would be starting with had, and for present perfect, our questions would be starting with have or has. Okay, in the same way, when do we use it? Here we talk about two incidents. Generally, past perfect is used to talk about two incidents which happened in the present moment. But while framing sentences, you have to show that there was one incident which happened first and one incident which followed. Okay, so in a single sentence, you have to show them. So, how can you show it? That is the art of using past perfect. Okay, so past perfect is used to show which incident happened first and which incident happened next, right? So the train left at 10 a.m. Okay, this is one clause. The train left at 10 a.m. Sheila arrived at 10:15 a.m. So which is the first incident which took place? That is at 10 a.m. the train left, and at 10:15 Sheila arrived the incident. So first the train left and then Sheila arrived at the station. Okay, so how can we frame the sentence using perfect tense? That is, when Sheila arrived, when Sheila arrived, the train had left. The train had left. So you should remember the incident which happened first. For that, we will be using past perfect. Okay. And the incident which happened next, for that, we will be using only simple past. Okay. So if you see this sentence only, if you analyze this, you will understand that when Sheila arrived, Sheila subject, arrived is the verb. So it is in its simple past form, when Sheila arrived. The train had left. Train had left. This is past perfect. Okay. So this incident happened first. And so we have written the train had left. And the next incident which took place, we have put that in past simple, when Sheila arrived. Okay. Then the next sentence is they were tired. They were tired. They had worked for the whole day. Again, we have got two sentences here, two independent sentences here. So present perfect talks about event which happened just now, but past perfect talks about the event which happened before. So when I reached home, she had eaten her dinner. When I reached home, she had eaten her dinner. So she had already had her dinner. After that, you reached home. Then we have got two clauses here. Again, Ram had gone to Hyderabad. Ram had gone to Hyderabad. Sita had awoken at 6 a.m. today. So how can we, join these two sentences? When Sita awoke, Rama had reached Hyderabad. So already Rama reached Hyderabad when Sita woke up from her sleep. Okay. So here there is a situation for you so that you can understand the difference. That is, imagine you had an appointment with a doctor and you were late, and his assistant tells you, you are too late. The doctor has left. The doctor has left means few minutes back or maybe 1 hour back the doctor had left, right? Later you tell the same thing to your friends. Now you did not meet with the doctor, you went home, maybe you are meeting with your friend at evening. So how you will say the same incident? You will say it in this way: I was late, the doctor had left. Okay, so why you are using had here? Because there is a long time gap between what happened and when you are telling the same, right? So that's why you are we are using had here. So past perfect is generally used when we report something and we use verbs like said, told, asked, thought, wondered, etc. Okay, he told me that the doctor had left. I thought I had finished my homework, but I did not. I asked them why they had not eaten yet. Okay, so here there are some questions. I'm just showing it to you. Please go through this video once again and try solving it on your own. Okay, if you're not understanding, just go through the video once again. It will help you to solve these questions, right? So then we are moving towards past perfect continuous tense. So past perfect continuous tense is used for an action that began before a certain point in the past and continued up to that point. Okay, means some time back it started, but when I'm speaking it, at this point the activity has already taken place, right? So I was very tired as I had been working for the whole day. Means the whole day I kept on working, and that is the reason why I am tired now. But now I am not working. The activity was continuous for the whole day, but at the time of speaking it is not going on. In the same way, Sheena achieved good marks in her maths exam because she had been working very hard last month. Means throughout last month she worked very hard, but when I'm speaking at that point of time she is not studying, like, right? So at the past the activity was continuous. So how we will form past perfect continuous tense? That is, we will use subject plus had plus been plus ing form of the verb, right? So next we are moving to future tense. We all know the moment we talk about future, we will use the verb will. Okay, so simple future tense denotes an action that will take place in the time to come. So if you are talking about the present moment and if you are using will, that means it's a wrong sentence. You might say that you know everything about tenses, but while speaking you are not implementing it correctly. Every time if you are using will, that is wrong. Okay, so somebody does some work every day, like maybe Sheila cleans the house every day, and if you say Sheila will clean the house every day, Sheila will cook the dinner for his family, then the sentence is totally wrong. It is totally wrong, because the moment you use will, that means the action is not taking place at the present moment, it will happen in the future. But according to your understanding, you are saying that that action is going on happening throughout the days, every day it is a repeated action. But what the other person will understand, that at the moment she is not cooking, at the moment she is not cleaning, maybe sometime in the future she will clean or she will cook, right? So here you have to frame the sentence under simple present, that is, Sheila cleans her house, Sheila cooks dinner for her family. So can you see how the sentence has become so simple and short if your tenses are correct? But if you say Sheila will clean her house, it is becoming very much, hodgepodge, complicated, and at the same time not correct also. So you need to know when you should use will, right? So for all the future actions, okay, the actions which we are not doing now, but maybe in future we will do, for all those actions we will be using will. For example, I will go to the temple in the evening, right? So now that means in the past I did not go. I'm not talking about the past. Maybe in the past also I went, but and now I'm talking about the future, that I will go. Okay, so I will go to the temple in the evening. Rohan will meet his sister tomorrow. That means tomorrow he is going to meet. He is not meeting now, or maybe he has not met in the past, but tomorrow he is going to meet. We use the words like tomorrow, next week, next month, next year while using future tense. So time also you have to show, you have to show the future time when you are using future tense. Okay, so what would be the structure? You will use shall or will plus root form of the verb. So for future tense we generally use v1 form of the verb. And the usage of shall or will, like in earlier days we used to use shall, but nowadays we use will most of the time. So it will be better for you also to use will rather than using shall. Okay, then future continuous tense. So this is what we spoke about, simple future tense. Now future continuous tense. So future continuous tense denotes all the action which would be continuing in the future. So something which you are thinking of doing and you are thinking that would be continuous in the future. So how you will frame the sentence? So here there are some examples. I will be learning Chinese. So maybe you are thinking of learning something. Maybe you are thinking of learning guitar or maybe tabla. So what you will say, I am enrolling for tabla class. Next month I will be learning tabla. Next month I will be learning guitar, or maybe I will be learning guitar next month. I will be learning tabla next month. Okay, so something which you will be, the activity would be continuous in the future. So what is the framework of the sentence? That would be will be or shall be, depends on your choice of verbs, plus ing form of the verb. Okay, so here we will use be, will plus be, or shall plus be plus ing form of the verb. Okay, and then we are going to see future perfect tense. So when we talk about future tense, we generally use simple future or future continuous. Mostly we do not use future perfect or future perfect continuous tense. But then also for your understanding, let me explain it to you a little. Okay, so future perfect tense, here there are some examples. I will have eaten by breakfast. Okay, so here we are giving a time and we are saying by this time this activity would be completed. So here we are giving a future time, and in that future time we are saying that some activity which is going to be in future, that would get completed. So I will have eaten by breakfast, that means tomorrow by breakfast time. So what is the breakfast time? That is 8 to 10 o'clock we consider to be breakfast time, isn't it? So tomorrow by breakfast I will have eaten, I will eat my food by breakfast. Okay, so here we are showing the future time and the future activity which will take place. In the same way, by September Jenny will have taken over that role. So maybe we are talking about some role, managerial role or something. There is some other person who is in the role, but we are giving a future time, that is September. And by September Jenny will be the manager. She will already be in the post of manager. So how can we frame the sentence? That is by September Jenny will have taken over the role. Will you have graduated by this time next year? So if I talk about this time, February. Okay, so I'm talking to somebody, I'm asking that person, will you have graduated, or will you have completed your graduation by this time? Again I'm giving a future time and I'm asking whether a given action would be completed or not. Okay, so I hope that when I leave this planet I will have touched a few people in a positive way. So actually this is a quotation, or it was told by Will Rother. He is telling when he dies, before that he will be touching the hearts of people. So I hope that when I leave this planet I will have touched a few people in a positive way. So again, he is talking about any future activity which will take place in future. Okay. So then we are moving about future perfect continuous tense. Okay, so here we talk about the actions which will be continuous in the future. I will have been playing for 2 hours by breakfast. So again, here we are giving a future time, and we are saying in that future time this activity would be continuous. That means this activity will be continuous, but at the moment of time which I am giving, at that time it would get completed. That is, I will have been playing for 2 hours by breakfast. Means when the breakfast time would be there, till that time I will have played for 2 hours. In the same way, by the time the boat arrives, they will have been living without proper food for 2 weeks. Shops that will have been running for 3 or 2 years by then will have to close down. And the last example is they will have been driving for 10 hours by the time they arrive in Scotland. So maybe these people are driving to Scotland and they are saying that they will drive for 10 hours till the time they they reaches Scotland. Okay, so I hope your understanding about tenses is clear. If there is any confusion, let me know. I will give you all my links at the end of this session. You can message me there, or you can write something in the comment box so that I can reply to you. Yes, so now we will move to understand some common errors which we do in English. Yes, the moment we come to know about the errors which we do, we will be little bit cautious of not making those errors. So what are the errors which we do? So here we have added all the kind of grammatical things which we had learned from last 4 days, right? So here I have a umbrella. Many times we say I have a umbrella, but actually it is not a umbrella, it is an umbrella. But why it is an umbrella? Because before umbrella, that is we are getting a vowel sound. So from childhood you might have learned that like we put a before consonants and an before vowels, but actually it is not like that. We put a before all the words which starts with consonant sound. Okay, we are not talking about consonant letters, but we are talking about sound. In the same way, we put and before all the words which starts with vowel sound, not vowels, but vowel sound. So we never put and before uniform, university, unicorn. U is vowel, but yet we do not put and before them. Why? Because there is no vowel sound before these, words. The sound which is coming, it is of ya, not vowel sound, right? In the same way, there are some words which is starting with consonant, but we use an. Yes, like an honorable man. An honorable man. Why we are using an, though the word is starting with H, right? We should have used a, but we are not using a, we are using an. Because in here, in this word, the sound is starting with o. O is a vowel sound. Here, if you understand, then H is silent. Many people pronounce it as honorable. It is not honorable, but honorable, right? In the same way, this is a island. Many people say island as island. No, it is not island, it is island. Again, this is the pronunciation is we want. Okay, not ij. Many people pronounce it as ij. No, it is not ij, it is. Okay, so what is the correct article we will use here? This is an island. An unicorn. Wrong. It is a unicorn. The ma'am said not to write anything. We will not use the before ma'am. No, the ma'am, no. Ma'am said only. The Rita is coming to home. The India is a big country. No. Before proper nouns, we are not going to use this article the, right? We will only say Rita is coming to my home or India is a big country. But yes, there are some countries before which, before their name, they use the. In that case, you can use the, like the USA, the Netherlands, the UK, right? Then the Mount Everest is the highest point of Earth. Again, this is wrong. We will not say Mount Everest. Before the name of any mountain, we do not use the, but yes, we use the before the name of mountain ranges, like the Himalayas. If I say the Himalayas, it is a range of mountains, not a mountain. In the same way, the Western Ghats. Yes? Okay. So let us move forward. Then common errors which we do for countable and uncountable nouns, like if I say an apple, that is correct. Okay, an apple we say because it is countable. When we are talking about only one apple, we will say an apple. But can we say an advice? No, it is wrong. In that case, we have to say a piece of advice. A piece of advice. We cannot count advice, isn't it? It is uncountable. So that's why we will say a piece of advice. I have a piece of advice for you. Then, for irregular verbs, as I told you, if you don't have proper knowledge about verbs, you are definitely going to do mistakes in your sentences. So, you have to understand proper forms of verbs, which is the present form, which is the past form, which is the past participle form. And when you are going to use this, then your sentences would be correct. Okay, I sended the email to you. Is the past tense of sent. Sended? No. It is sent. Sent. In the same way, build. Yes, build. I have built a house. Okay, why I am using build? The past form of build is build. Okay, and V3 form also is build. Build, 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 build. Right? I gone there in the morning. This is totally a wrong sentence. You can say I had gone there in the morning or I will go there in the morning. Okay? In this way, you have to frame your sentences. Or you can say I went there. I went there. Simply, I went there in the morning. I bought some apples today is the past form of buy. Buy? No, it is wrong. The past form of buy is bought. Bought. I bought some apples today. In the same way, the past form of see is saw. SAW, saw. So if you are using sword, we don't have any word called sword here. I saw he was going there. No, it is wrong. I saw, only saw. I saw he was going there. I saw he was speaking to somebody. Okay, so the past form of see is saw and V3 form is seen. Got it? So moving forward, we have got some more errors, like as I already mentioned you while doing tenses, that when we are using did itself is past. So in that clause, if you are putting another verb, that will be in its V1 form, not V2 form. That means you have to use the verb in its present form and not in its past form. Okay, because did itself is a past form of the verb. So for example, if you say I did not went to the party, it is wrong. What you have to say? You have to say I did not go to the party. In the same way, you will see many people do this mistake. They will say, did you understood? No, it is wrong. You have to ask, did you understand? Did you understand? I did not knew. Again, it is wrong. I did not know. I did not know. Did you watch the movie? Wrong again. Did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie? Right? Then usage of verbs. I was went to the market. Again, mistake in tenses. So many people make use so many verbs in their tense in their sentences, and the whole sentence goes wrong. I went to the market is so simple and correct also. I went to the market, or I was going to the market, right? I going for a walk. No, I am going for a walk. I am going for a walk. You is not listening. With you, many times I have seen people use is. It is wrong. You are. You are not listening. So, how we do this mistake? We feel that we are talking to a singular person, we are talking to a single person, and that's why we have to use single form of the verb. No, with you, we always use the plural form of the verb. You are, you were, you have. Understood? So you are not listening. Again, here the second last sentence is you was not at home. Is it correct? No, it is not correct. You were not at home. So you have to keep in mind whether you are talking to a single person or group of people, for both the situations, when you are using the subject as you, with that the verb which will come, it will come in its plural form, that is are, were, have. Yes. Then there are lots of words for which we do pronunciation mistake, and there are many people I have seen, they create correct sentences, even they speak fluently, but because of the pronunciation, everything sounds to be wrong. Yes, so that is why your pronunciation also should be very much correct. In the same way, there are certain words for which the spellings are different, but the pronunciation which comes out, we feel that is similar, but there is little difference in the pronunciation also. So if you are not pronouncing those words correctly, the meaning would be taken or understood differently. So if I say ship, ship, okay, and sheep, sheep, okay, can you see the difference between both these words? There is spelling difference also, and there is pronunciation difference also. Yeah. So ship, ship means jahaj, right? And sheep, ship means in Hindi we say bhed, right? So there is difference. So this ship, ship, if you pronounce it as sheep, people will misunderstand you. In the same way, sheep, if you pronounce it as ship, again people will misunderstand you. In the same way, we have got sit, sit, sit. Many people pronounce it as shit, shit, shit. No, it is wrong. Shit means, something we do early at the morning to freshen up ourselves. That is known as shit. So that is why you have to be very much careful about your pronunciation. Again, we have got here sit and sheet, 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 bed sheet, okay, or I need a sheet of paper. Can you see how difference is there in the pronunciation, and the meaning also is different. So you have to be very careful when you are pronouncing your words, right? In the same way, here we have got the first word as, if you pronounce it, you will pronounce it as woman. It is not woman, it is women. Women. We, min. So if I can write this pronunciation spelling, I will write as Wemin. This is a pronunciation spelling, women. But the actual spelling is Women. This is the correct spelling, but the pronunciation would be women. In the same way, the next word which we have got is Pizza. This is pizza. Pizza. Not pizza. I'm going to have a pizza today. No, I'm going to have pizza today. I'm going to have pizza today. Right? Hotel. Hotel. No, it is hotel. Hotel. Yes. Then suite. Many people call it as suit. It is not suit, it is sweet. sweet. Okay. And holiday, Holiday, holiday. It is holiday, not holiday. No, it is not holiday, right? HOLE, it is whole, not hall. HALL is hall, not whole. Can you see the difference? So there are many words for which we have done pronunciation mistakes. We keep on doing, but we don't improve on them. So that is why I recommend all of you to listen to something daily. Maybe you can listen to some audiobook, any podcast that will help you to learn English, as well as your pronunciation will also improve, right? So if you want to improve your pronunciation, you can use some tongue twisters also. Here I have listed only few, but I have got a big list of tongue twisters which I give to my students to practice. And by practicing them, their pronunciation, as well as their clarity in speech, their reading style, everything improves. Okay, so here the first one is: she sells seashells by the seashore. So somebody who don't know the correct pronunciation, they will read it as sea cells by the seashore. No, when it is sh, we will pronounce it as sh, sh. She, yes, she. After that sh is not there, we will say sails. I don't have sh sound. She sails seashells by the seashore. This much clarity should be there. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Yes, fuzzy wuzzy. This is fuzzy wuzzy, not hudgy wudgy. Fuzzy wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Yes. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper, not Piper. Picked a peck. So when it is name, the pronunciation can change. We do not use the grammatical rules, but for the words we have to use the grammatical rules. Like PE sounds as pay, not P. Okay, the E sounds as A, not E. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Right? So, guys, I do take English classes. If any of you are interested, please let me know. I have lots of tools which can improve you on your fluency as well as in your clarity of speech, right? Apart from this, let me share something with you. Just a second. Yes, we don't have much time. So for listening, you can download Audible in your mobile or in your desktop and listen to different podcasts, or you can go to this profile, that is How to English Pod. They have different podcasts available. You can listen to them also. Okay. So here we are already at the end of the session. So let me share my links with you. Just a second. This is my Facebook link. Please join this page. And if you have any confusion, any question, then let me know over there. And apart from that, please let me know your email ID also, so that I can send you my free ebooks. If you are not sending me your email ID, then I'm not able to send it, right? Just a second. This is my Instagram. In all these links, I keep on creating something or other in English. So if you join this, you will definitely learn something every day. You will learn something new every day. Yes. And the last link is about my YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube. You are definitely going to learn something new. So anybody has got any question here, please let me know. Anybody has got any question? Okay, then. So I'm winding up the class. I hope you learned many things from here. And please follow all the instructions, that is, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. That will help you to improve your fluency. Apart from that, you have to be little bit correct in your grammatical part. If you don't know what are the errors which you are making, please check on the errors part and improve yourself. Yes. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.